And I wanted to talk to you about some tips as far as dating during this pandemic and just dating during a time of uncertainty. So, first of all, I want you to accept and embrace. So, the fact is, we can only control what we can control, right? There's nothing that you can do about the way that other people behave. There is nothing that you can do about what our government does, other than, of course, go vote. But, once people are in office, there's not a whole lot that you can control there. And there's certainly not a whole lot that you can do about a pandemic, other than, again, what you can control within yourself, which is washing your hands, staying away from people, wearing a mask. But I want you to, first of all, accept that. Say, hey, you know, 2020 is crazy, right? I want you to accept that. I want you to just be able to live with that because you don't have a time machine that you can get on to go back in time to 2019 or to try to skip past this and go forward in the future. So accept that. I want you to embrace that. You know, for me personally, there have been so many great things about this year. I have had so much time and opportunity to really get clear on what it is that I really want out of life, what I really want to focus on to take care of myself. And, there is nothing like a pandemic to teach you that life is short. And really embracing the fact that life is short it frankly makes you less petty. It makes you less bothered. And it makes you concentrate on the people who are there and who already love you. Now, once you have accepted and embraced, then it's time to start focusing on what you can do. So, in the case of dating, this is an amazing time to embrace online dating. And I have been saying that before. There is a study that was done last year by Stanford University. 40% of current couples met their partners online in the US. 40%. That is nearly half for those of you who do not feel like doing math right now. So, that being said, online dating was already a great option, and it is a better one right now because online dating apps have really embraced new technology since this pandemic started. So, apps that didn't have video chat before now have video chat features, and you should totally take advantage of that. Talking about embracing the positives, if you are really looking for deep connection, this is a time to get it because you have that extra step. So, now you're not talking to someone on an app, then moving to the phone, and then going straight to dating. You have this extra step of doing video calls and video chats where you can still get to see the person. But because you are not physically in their presence, there is a little bit less of the hormones happening, and you are able to be a little bit more level headed when it comes to, making decisions about how you feel about this person. Also, if you have some concerns about COVID-19, and I completely understand why you would have concerns about COVID-19, check out some of the features on some of these dating apps. Like I believe Bumble, for example, has a feature where you can say right off the bat, hey, I am only interested in virtual dating right now. Or if we go on a date, it needs to be socially distanced. Or if we go on a date, I'm okay with us being a little bit closer, but you need to wear a face mask. And those are some things that you can talk about when you have those first conversations, on the app before you move things off the app. So, embrace online dating. Also, when it comes to going on dates, this is a great time to really see how creative and how committed a man is because it's not as easy right now. In general, a lot less physical activity is happening. So, a man who is going after that, you know, there are there are women who are not okay with even holding hands or kissing right now, and honestly, I completely agree with that sentiment if that's how you feel. So, a man who is willing to do all the video chatting with you and to take his time getting to know you, he is really committed. Also, this is a chance to see his creativity because you can have fun dates over social media, over video chat. Netflix has a feature that lets you watch TV shows and movies at the same time. You can pause them together. You can talk to each other during the show. Um, for some of you, I know I personally can't stand when people talk during TV shows, but hey, if you're into that, then that is a great feature. There's also video chatting. You can cook dinner together. Someone can order, Uber Eats or Grubhub or any of those apps for you and have it delivered to your house. There are so many ways that you can get to know someone together in video chatting. It's a great way to show off what you're good at. If your talent is singing, you may have never felt um, comfortable with, say, singing on a first date in the middle of a restaurant, but doing it in your house or your apartment, completely different story, right? So this is a great time to embrace some creative dating, and this is a great time to see how creative the man is and how committed he is to having these video chats with you. The other thing is, some states have already lifted their lockdown orders. Also, some countries. I know I have women who follow me who are in the UK or who are in Canada or in Australia. So if you are living in an area where a lockdown order has been lifted and technically you can go out, then this is a great time to really practice your communication skills and your boundaries. Don't ever do something that you are not comfortable with. So if you're not comfortable meeting somebody in person, back to the whole online dating thing in the video chats. Stick with that. And if you are okay with venturing out, then on those first couple of dates, start stating your boundaries. Back to dating apps, I know there are one or two where you can actually post the results of your coronavirus test. So you can have someone do that to show that they are negative. You can also say, hey, I'm okay with dates, but we need to be socially distanced. So we need to be outside because, the virus doesn't spread as quickly outside as it does indoors. um, we can see each other at the park or something, but maybe sit further apart on a bench. What are you comfortable with? And if you think that you're not going to look as cute in a face mask, there are cute masks. Invest in some. Get some that match your outfits. You can still wear eye makeup. You can still do your hair very nicely. So, you have those options as well when it comes to dating during this pandemic. Really check in with yourself, check in with your state and local and federal laws, of course. Do not do anything that is legal. um, but check in with the laws, check in with how you feel, how comfortable you are. Maybe check in with what the caseload is in your particular state, in your particular city, in your province or region, and then make those decisions. And I talk so much about boundaries. This is a great time to set those boundaries. Now could not be a better time to set those boundaries because you can be a little bit more removed from it. Because obviously, I want you to set boundaries in all areas of your life. And I want you to set boundaries with your time and with your finances and with, you know, being physical in a relationship, what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. But if you have a difficult time doing that, right now you at least have a built-in excuse because you can talk about, well, hey, I'm just a little nervous about my health with everything going on. And you can say, because of that, I'm only doing virtual dates. Because of that, when you and I go out, we both need to be wearing face masks. Because of that, if we're going on a date, it needs to be outdoors. And this is a great way for you to really get in tune with communicating those boundaries that you have. So, once again, I want you to accept and embrace this crazy year that we're having. And, this is for better or for worse, this is kind of a once in a lifetime event. So take this, make sure that you embrace it, that you accept it, make sure that you set your boundaries, you communicate those, and decide what you're comfortable with. And also, if you are not comfortable with dating right now, I'm not going to push you into that. I completely get it. However, there is always, always, always time to work on preparing yourself for the relationship that God has for you. So if you're not comfortable getting out and dating, then lean even more into being the wife that you want to be when you meet your future husband. Are there some past traumas that you still need to heal from? Are there other relationships in your life that you need to check? So you're not happy with your relationships with your family or with certain friends, or you're not happy with the way that you're being treated on your job if you're an employee, or by clients if you're a business owner. Are you feeling too shy to have conversations with people? Do you have problems in general with setting boundaries? Because if those things are happening and you are taking this time for, the duration of this pandemic to not date, then, the Bible says that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. That means two things. One, you have to be found. So you cannot become a wife if you're not out here and you're not visible so that someone can meet you. But two, he that findeth a wife, not he that findeth a girlfriend or he that findeth a cute chick. You are already a wife when you meet your future husband. So if you are not at that level right now, then this is the time for you to get to that level. This is the time for you to do what it takes to become that wife. And whether that is hiring a dating coach like me, and of course, you can message me and ask me how that works, or whether that is getting a therapist, because a therapist and any type of life coach, dating coach, health coach, um, recovery coach. I'm sorry, there's so many different types of life coaches, but there are differences between a therapist and a life coach. So make sure that you get the one who is right for you. And you can always message me about that if you're wondering more about the differences, or I can also do a future video on that as well. But get the help that you need. Maybe what you need is a mentor. Maybe what you need is more time working on yourself. You already know what it is that you need to do. So you know that your boundaries aren't great. You know how to set boundaries, you just haven't done it. You have insecurities about your body, and those aren't something that you're going to get over until you exercise more or until you get more active. So you need to do that. You have an issue with just getting out and being seen. And the solution to that is going out more or doing online dating more. But the seeds that you plant now are what you reap in the next season. So this is not going to be a lost year, or at least it doesn't have to be. Choose now what you're going to do to make this, it could still be one of the best years of your lives. If it's not the best year of your life, it could be one of the most fruitful and one of the most productive